Hello. So, we are talking about jealousy today. The reason I wanted to talk about that was because I felt it so strongly yesterday. And I thought it's such an important topic because I think we ignore it a lot. And the reason and the way and the circumstances under which I felt it, like overwhelmingly, like I started crying a little bit. And I am not alone in this, I'm sure. And this person that I felt this about is like, anyway, I was reading this magazine. It was like, I don't even know what it was, Time magazine probably. And the article was about none other than Taylor Swift, of course, right? I mean, and I just had this, I started crying because her story is incredible. Her level of fame is incredible. And every non-spiritual human part of me was like, ugh, like how unfair. It's so unfair. And the other part of me is like, gosh, she's so cool and she's so incredible. And like, if only I could have if only I could be so strong and so just a full channel of your gift, your God-given gift. I don't think a lot of us can open that much and let it go. It's like, well, I can't possibly be big enough. There's no room in this human form for all of that brilliance to come through. And she never thought twice about it. For me, I always felt limitation and judgment from myself, from others. The moment that I felt like, oh, somebody's judging me or somebody's seeing me or I'm getting too big or too loud or too dramatic or too much, I just shrank. I made myself smaller. I've always done that. I think we all do. I think a lot of us do. And it's really sad. And it actually made me cry. And it'll make me cry again. It's just so sad. And it's so wonderful and incredible that this person, and she's so young. I mean, to most people, especially the people that admire, a lot of the people that admire her, she's not that young. She's like a grown-up. But to me, I see her and she's very young. She's so young. And to be so big and so brilliant at such a young age, I felt this overwhelming feeling of jealousy. And jealousy is this gross feeling. I do not like it. But I started to look at it and really think about it and really just like, okay, I'm going to face this thing. I'm going to look at this thing. And I've done this on and off through my whole life because I am a jealous person. I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a jealous person. I think jealousy takes a lot of forms. It does take a lot of forms. And it isn't always this outwardly aggressive reaction. It's not always like that. Sometimes it is, and it can come across as, you're yelling at somebody or you're, chasing your boyfriend to the party or something, or you're being nasty or doing something physical that's like aggressive against somebody. That's not really the form of jealousy that I exhibit. Maybe a little bit when I was a kid, or in my 20s, maybe more, like trying to go find my ex-boy or my boyfriend or something somewhere when I was in my 20s. But now, and mostly in my life, it comes across as an inward aggression, an inward anger, an inward self-hatred. And I don't even really know always, I'm not always seeing it as jealousy. It comes across as I'm just not good enough. I'm a failure. I haven't done anything with my life. I mean, these are the words, these are the thoughts. This is what goes through my mind. It's not like, oh, I am feeling jealous and this is the result. I skip over the, oh, I am feeling jealous part and I jump straight to, this is the result. The result of this person being big and beautiful and incredible and full and just an absolute 100 beyond 100% channel of divinity, right? Means that because this person is doing it, it means that I can't, I don't have, for some reason, it's like it's limited. I think that because this other person has so much of it, it means that there's nothing left over for me. Oh, which is so human, and it's so limited. It's such a limited way of thinking. And I saw it a lot yesterday. I mean, I've seen it on and off through my whole life, and I've faced it. And yesterday I faced it again. I mean, I'm such a, I'm a grown woman. I'm a mother. I'm married, and I don't have a lot of opportunity for these sorts of feelings. Certainly not in just like an everyday sort of life. Like I don't feel a lot of it with, clothing or, like and when I was in high school, I felt it a lot with things people were wearing or vacations that they were taking. And I found a lot of, peace and joy and happiness in some of the simpler things as I've gotten older. And I don't feel like I have to go to Morocco to have a cool vacation, or to relax or whatever. But it's hard to not see this when you're looking at somebody so iconic. And I saw it in myself yesterday, and I faced it and I looked at it. And I think it's really a really eye-opening thing and it's gross. I mean, I just don't feel very great about it. It's like, oh, you just look at yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a monster in me. So the results and the solutions of that are the only solution, I think, for me, especially at this point in my life, is compassion for myself and self-love, and to consistently and constantly remind myself there's enough. There's enough. And let this example be not a limitation of, oh, this person has this, so I have nothing left, but an example of there's an overflow of this, and there's enough for me. There's enough for you. And let this person be an example of that. Let this person be an example of that. So, what are you jealous of? What does jealousy make you do? Does it make you do something? Does it make you think something? Does it make you feel something? Does it feel gross? Do you notice it? Or do you just act upon it? Anyway, thoughts?